What's up, guys? You got Cody with Dinkin' Donuts. Did you know that Ronin means samurai without a master? And that's kind of how these paddles feel. Beyond Measure basically said, forget the big brands, we'll build our own weapons, and came up with the Ronin line. Today I'm testing two of their versions, the Ronin Y-Body and the Ronin Hybrid. Same family, different personality. We'll talk specs, how each one plays, and which Ronin you should be swinging. Let's hit the essentials without getting lost in all the marketing speak. The wide body is a classic wider face for maximum forgiveness and blocking. The hybrid, slightly more elongated silhouette for reach and a bit more whip. Both have a 16mm control leaning core and a raw T700 carbon style textured surface, tuned for spin and control rather than a pure trampoline pop. Middleweight range on both. Wide body feels a bit more stable, and the hybrid feels a touch quicker. The handle, comfortable, but even better when you add the Beyond Measure cotton candy grip, and there's plenty of room for two-hand backhands. Target player, in my opinion, intermediate to advanced rec tournament players who care about consistency and feel, not just raw power. On paper, the wide body is the control and forgiveness option, and the hybrid is the all core, slightly spicier option. But is that the actual case? Let's talk with how these actually feel the moment the ball hits the face. The Ronin Y-Body, very forgiving sweet spot thanks to its wider 16mm core, feels plush and stable, great for blocks, resets, and anyone who doesn't always find the perfect center of the paddle. Slightly more head present, which helps with plow through on drives and volleys. The Ronin Hybrid, sweet spot is still generous, but just a hair more focused because of the slimmer, more hybrid shape. Feels quicker in the hand, easy to maneuver at the kitchen on flicks and blocks. A little less hanky and a bit more whippy than the wide body. Both feel solid and connected, not hollow. If you like a quieter, softer impact instead of a loud metallic crack, the Ronin line is going to feel really comfortable. These paddles are not trying to be insane thermoformed cannons, but they're not noodles either. The Ronin Y-Body leans slightly more towards control than power. You get very good usable power when you take a full swing, but it's more about depth and consistency than sheer ball speed. Great for players who win with placement and patience rather than pure banger energy. The hybrid has a bit more inherent pop because of the more streamlined shaped and a quicker swing. Drives and speed ups feel snappier and it's easier to accelerate through the ball. If you like to attack off the bounce or pressure with fast counters, the hybrid gives you that extra gear. Think of the Y-Body as safe power and the hybrid as controlled aggression. Neither will rock it, but the hybrid definitely rewards players who like to swing. Spins, drops. This is where the Ronin line makes a lot of sense. The textured carbon fiber face gives you reliable spin for topspin drives, rolls, and heavy slices. Drops. Both shapes reward good mechanics. The 16mm core plus the slightly softer feel make third shot drops very predictable once you get your contact dialed in. The wide body, easiest to land deep, soft drops because of the bigger sweet spot and added stability. The hybrid, a touch more surgical once you're comfortable. You can really shape angles and depth. Dinks and resets. The wide body is super friendly for reset against heavy players. It absorbs pace nicely, especially when you simply block and soften your grip. The hybrid is a little bit more responsive and better for players who like to craft sharp angle and add quick rolls. If your game lives in the soft game, dinks and drops and resets, the wide body feels like cheating. If you like to mix soft game and with surprise aggression, the hybrid is going to be more of your style. Let's talk a quick word on how they're put together. Both Ronins use a modern performance grade build, thick control core, textured carbon fiber surface, and a solid edge guard system. Handles feel sturdy and well finished. There's no weird flex or cheap feeling glue lines. The overall impression is it's a small brand, attention to detail, rather than a mass production budget paddle. If you play several times a week, these paddles should hold up just fine and keep their spin and feel for a good bit. So, which Ronin should you swing? Pick the Ronin Y-Body if you want maximum forgiveness, easy resets, and a paddle that makes your soft game feel automatic. Pick the Ronin Hybrid if you're a all-court attacker who wants something faster and a little bit spicier, but still controlled enough to win a dink war and against resets. Let me know if you want me to compare either Ronin directly to your current paddle, whether that's a thermoformed power stick or a classic 16 millimeter control paddle. Drop your paddle and model and duper or skill in the comments. And if this helped, hit like, subscribe, and share with your pickleball crew so I know to keep doing deep dive paddle reviews like this. Stay tuned, and we'll talk again soon.